All right, guys, welcome back. We are watching Sousou no Frieren, Season 1, Episode 22. Last time, we finished the first part of the first class mage exam. We got those damn birds finally figured out. Frieren broke the barrier, which was, like, crazy. Has really given some intrigue to Siri here about Frieren, right? I think the Siri Frieren dynamic is very interesting. There's something about that I feel like I should have talked about last time, which is um I was thinking about that flashback shot. I mentioned how when Flom and Frieren visited Siri, it was at the same place that she's at now, right? A thousand years later, and I think it's very interesting how Siri, how like that fading shot going from her there then to her still there now. It like paints this idea of Siri like still being in the same place all this time. And that is an interesting contrast to Frieren, who has done so many things and changed so much, you know. Further stuff about her being a foil to Frieren, I'm sure. Anyway, we are watching episode 22. I don't know if we are starting the next part of the exam, most likely, right? Wonder what that will consist of, but we're watching. So you can line me a copy up with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. Let me make sure. There we go. 6 teams, right? 18 people? Oh, here we go. Okay, okay. A little bit of a break, I suppose. I like how the party that just sat by the lake the whole time and did nothing got a bird. They passed. I don't remember how many people there were at the start. Did they give us an exact number of how many people there were? I think they did. I should go back just to see. I'm just curious what percentage of people even passed. And I mean, if this many people have been knocked out in just the first part of it, like, how many people are even going to become first class mages, right? I mean, they said some years literally no one does, so. Oh, oh God, sorry. I might try and do some double episodes so we can catch up more for season 2. I can't do that this week though. So like I don't have to, no way I have time. I gotta record this, I gotta eat dinner, I gotta do some stuff, then I gotta go to sleep. Like I don't have any time. So can't do that this week. I will try next week, I hope, to do a double. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did the math. I think I'll be done with season 1 around the time that season 2 is on like episode 6. Which is like fine. I don't really want to be like on the day the episode comes out watching it. I feel like, I mean, it'd be hard to get like a good version of it. Future enemies. I do wonder what the subtitle situation would be like. I hope the official subs are going to be fine. Ooh, more Stark. Saw him at the end of the last episode. Is this what he's been doing? Is this what he's been doing the whole time? God, he does need Fern, huh? Get up. Someone's knocking on your door. What are you doing? Oh, putting on shoes. Okay. What was that noise? Indeed. She's so concerned for him. No, he was actually lying in bed doing nothing, which might actually be worse, frankly. Huh. I. He's dead. You already killed him. It's over. True. She does not wake up early. That is well established. Come on, Fern. We can have some time to chill. Come on. It's good. Sounds good to me. Ooh. Sounds good. Sounds promising. Perfect. Maybe. You know, cities are normally around for a long time, right? And the places within them. Like there's like, I don't know, pubs in England that have been around for like hundreds of years, right? Ooh. Very nice. Richter. He seems so... Man. Hard to weigh this with the way he acted in the test, right? Hmm. Huh. You'll always be a kid to her. Yeah, come on. Everyone's still a kid, right? Hmm. Very interesting. Ooh. Dinkin? What's her name again? Laughing? It's so cold. Dinkin's the one who did the fighting, isn't he? Come on. I mean, they probably all fought, I guess. Ooh, are we gonna go to the same restaurant? Hanging out. Interesting. He does have this resistance to yeah, yeah. Ooh. Interesting. Ooh. It's gotta be the same one, right? Wonder if it is still around. There we go. Perfect. Man, he's so resistant to it, though, you know? It's interesting. Ooh. What was his name again? It was like Land, right? God, how pitiful. Interesting. There are so many stray cats around where I live. It's actually, like, crazy. Oh. Oh. Ooble. It's how would you know? Maybe he is. I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, I don't doubt her, frankly, but... Ooh. Certainly seems like it, right? Why is she like this? Sure, sure. I love her voice so much. Yeah, yeah. It says something about how she feels about herself and, like, humanity, right? Yeah, yeah. Oh, right, right. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, I see. Huh. That's very interesting considering how unempathetic she seems, right? Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can imagine so many meanings behind the idea of having a clone replace you, you know? Hmm. Huh. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's sure. Man, he's brave, huh? Interesting. Yeah, yeah. Oh, her face. Oh god, that's such an interesting idea. Ooh, getting closer to it, huh? That is an interesting dynamic that could happen between her and Fern, I think, with the way that works. From her perspective, Fern wouldn't have anything for her to learn because she just uses basic magic, right? Okay, Belle. Oh, it's gotta be the same one. Very nostalgic, I'm sure. They're the only ones here? Oh no, there's people there. Okay, thank God. Does she remember the menu? Oh, come on. Yes, you can. What, you guys want to just start a fight with them or something? Like, come on. Nice. Looks good. Looks good. Of course. Right? The Fern, that's just not healthy. Like, I mean, I guess what Frieren is doing over there is also not healthy at all either. Stark is kind of the only person who got normal food, I guess. Ooh, back then too. Ah, Lecker. I assume he is long gone. Very. Oh, Himmel got the same thing as Stark? Ooh, interesting. Yeah, from her perspective, something that she'll lose, you know? So hard for her to trust that, you know? I suppose. I mean, that's kind of the beauty of any kind of like art, like culinary art in a way, right? You don't have to change it. You can just influence it in some way. Right. I like it. I like the attitude. Ooh. Interesting. Calls him hero. How does it feel for it to still be here, I suppose, right? Interesting, interesting. And yet, I assume that chef is gone, right? It's a different chef, same flavor. Or does it taste different? That's how it is. That's how it works. That's how it works. But it's still good. Ooh. Right, right. Because it's like she can probably appreciate it more, I suppose. I think it's very funny that Fern's the one who acts like the adult in the room, and yet she's the one eating a bunch of dessert, and that's her entire meal. God, Ubel is really trying to understand him, huh? I love the way she's walking. I hope we have plenty still. Oh, never mind. Okay. After all that work this Stark put in, come on. This is the state of nothingness. Okay. If you say so. Wow. Very, very deep. I suppose Stark has been doing his own training, huh? It's like he had no part in his training or anything, just some random old man that I guess. Oh god, not again. What happened now? Come on. Oh, of course. Like, you can't rely on her to wake up. Very relatable, frankly, yeah. You know what happens. That's a pretty terrifying explosion. Can Stark do it? I mean, Stark's been the one who they've mediated for before, right? Like, come on, come on. No, we've all got to be able to like take that mantle. You know, like, come on, come on. I mean, I don't know what he's gonna say or what he's gonna do, but come on. Oh, okay, okay. I sure like we're training her like like when she gets mad, she gets to eat dessert, and that's how it works now. Swallow in. Ooh, what's up, Khan? Where's Lavid? Oh, he sure is. He sure is. A very pretty famous man, huh? Interesting. Looking for a warrior for something. Well, there's at least one pretty capable warrior in this town, huh? I like it. Yeah, nice hat. Oh, from the Imperial capital. Come on, they're trying. I wonder then how she feels about Kana saying she looks cute like this. Then, if she doesn't like it, interesting. Or if it's more so the connection to those brothers, right? Oh God, what are we doing? Don't attack her, please. Oh God. What? Come on. It's like the Fern. We gotta work on this. Come on. Oh, we're just gonna eat bread? Is that really that's what Fern wants? Here's a big loaf of bread, Fern. Is that gonna get her out of this? I mean, it looks good. She wants you guys to pick it out. Oh God, the stress, the pressure, the weight on his shoulders. Oh no. No, come on, work together, figure it out. Come on. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, some like festival stands. It almost looks like, but maybe that's just how the town is. Very, very. I suppose. Actually, Stark literally. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh no. I don't let them steal him. For what are we doing? Ooh, a fresser. Some kind of monster? Sure, sure. I mean, Stark can do it, no matter what, I'm sure. Because she's in a bad mood. Sure. He deserves it, I guess. As if you say so. In a way. In a way. Yeah, yeah. Oh, nice. A gift. You kinda did. I mean, you both did things too, but it was a group effort. It was a team effort, right? Ooh. God, what is that goat thing? Why does he? Sure, sure. In a way, I can understand that, right? It feels good, right? Nothing wrong with that. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, it's such a question for her, right? Because in her mind, she'll outlive all those people. Like she would live to see herself be forgotten, the same way like Kraft has, you know? Feels good, right? I yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Oh, 3 tests. Okay, okay. Ooh, yeah, yeah. A scary enemy to have. Ooh, a message. Maybe from, well, I don't know. Siri? Oh no, just from the association. Okay. So I did not read all of it. Ooh, okay, okay. Ah. Yeah, what's up with her? And everyone's failed in all of them. That's yeah. Oh, great, awesome, good, good. Fantastic, fantastic. I mean, we've got quite the crop of people this time. Like, ooh, why are you on a rooftop? Get down. She's really trying. Ooh, meditating, perhaps. What are you doing to that poor bird? God, I'm sure. I'm sure. Interesting. A pacifist, huh? I don't know what the implication behind that would be, that she's a pacifist. What impact does that have on her test? I don't know. I don't know. God. Let me experience my favorite ending like ever. Just let me really take it in. We only get it so many more times, right? I feel like there's no way any future ending will be as good as this one, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe, maybe. Ah, it's so good. Ah, it's so beautiful. Ah, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, we'll talk about the episode in the discussion. Okay, let's talk about the episode. It's very nice that even within like a more structured arc like this, I suppose, we still get a nice classic Frieren episode like this, right? Like a more like episodic, I suppose, these it just always does these episodes so well. It's so nice. It's so good, right? I like the emotional message here with Frieren. I think this feels it really shows the change within her, I suppose. It really outlines how different her outlook on this kind of thing is now. Because I feel like her fears, I guess, and her worries, her attitude, I suppose you could just say, about the food is it's so telling about her attitude about everything, right? It all comes down to her worries and her fear of like losing things, right? She's had to experience so much loss because she always outlives everything from her perspective, right? That yeah, it makes sense that this would extend even to like a restaurant, right? She doesn't think this is always on her mind, right? Like this kind of loss of things like this. Yeah, so many flavors that I've never been able to experience again, right? So many things like that. It's not just flavors, it's friends, right? It's hard for her to form like a long-term attachment with anyone. Because she knows that there's that impending loss of them in her mind, right? Especially with the way she's always lived her life, the way time has always felt to her so fast, right? It's like it's just over. And it's no different with like the food, right? This restaurant's flavor will live on through future generations. So this is a very interesting thing to me. I guess what I take from this idea of the flavor itself living on into future generations. For one, like it's just literally like true, right? Um like making food, right? Like culinary art, I guess, right? Is just like anything else, right? The inspiration that people will take from any works like this, right? Like this guy's food, which is apparently very high quality, right? People will of course be inspired by it. People will work under him, and then people will work under the people who work under those people, right? Like it's absolutely true that you can trace back those inspirations, that kinds of thing, to this guy, right? And just like that, this guy learned from someone, right? He was inspired with food from someone in some place. It's just like it's just this endless, not a cycle, right? But it's just this, I don't know, it's just the progress of history, I guess, right? It's very hard for someone to be truly completely erased in that way, especially when they leave a mark on the world in some sense, like through this, right? Through a culinary art or some kind of something like that. You know what I mean? Um, it also makes me think about like what Himmel said about wanting people to not forget him, right? I guess that would be the idea of like Himmel living on through future generations, right? Some mark that he leaves on the world himself, which is something he has brought up so many times. It's something that with Himmel, I think it's very interesting. It's something that it feels like I guess it's not something he's worried about. It's a very relatable thing, I suppose. I think it's a very human thing, right? To not want people to forget you when you're dead, right? Um, I suppose probably his reiteration of it so many times, the number of times he's mentioned it, a lot of it probably has to do with Frieren and his understanding of Frieren and the problem she has with connecting with people, right? Like I always think back to that scene where he told her, oh, we were real, right? Because it's like he knows that someday, um, she might feel like they weren't. It has to be so hard to remain attached to them, right? Um, just with how long they've been gone. And it's an interesting concept too, how this attachment she still has to them. Like this might sound kind of mean. This might seem kind of sad, I suppose. But like Frieren will have many more people in her life than Himmel, right? Like, she has Fern and Stark now, right? And after they're dead and gone, she's gonna have a lot more people after them too, right? Um, she's gonna have so many people in her life. So in that case, she is going to experience so much loss, right? But despite that, it's like, as they say in this episode, she'll get to experience some more delicious flavors, right? That's how Himmel puts it, you know. Um, it's so interesting how, of course, it's like if Himmel was in Freeren's shoes, it feels like he has the perfect attitude to not make the most of it, because that sounds kind of mean to Frieren, right? But it feels like he has the perfect attitude to like really enjoy it, I suppose, to like view things in a way where he can like not perhaps have the same emotional issue that Frieren has with like loss and everything. But it's like I suppose the only reason why I feel like that is because of course Himmel isn't in Frieren's shoes. He hasn't experienced that kind of loss and that kind of, the same thing she's experienced that has shaped her to be the way she is. I just think it's very interesting, right? How like it almost feels like Frieren if she was in Himmel's shoes, if she was someone who had like a human lifespan, it feels like it'd be so much easier for her. And then Himmel's thing about wanting to be remembered, wanting to leave a mark on the world. Well, of course, it'd be so much easier if he had Frieren's lifespan, he could live forever. And in a sense, what's interesting is they both kind of solve that problem for each other in a way, right? Where through Frieren, Himmel is able to be remembered for so long, right? Because she has such a long lifespan, she can use that for his memory for forever, right? It's like if leaving an impact on someone else is the meaning of life in a way, if it's like that meaningful connection that you form with another person, well, Himmel forming that with Frieren, I mean that's the that's a lottery ticket, right? Like man, how meaningful is that? She's gonna live forever, right? Um, and the other way around too, it's like Himmel has done so much to help Frieren with her like aversion to relationships because of loss and everything, just because of how amazing and level-headed and understanding he is about it. I like it so much. I like it so much. Hmm. Let me read this again. I see. It's interesting, isn't it? All chefs say that. Then they try to leave their mark by changing the flavors of past dishes. That's such like a negative way to look at it, right? To say that it's like this almost like a selfish thing to do to try and leave your mark by changing the flavors of the past. Um, I don't think it's like that. I don't think it's changing the flavors of the past in like this sense. It's the flavor will always be changed just because it's someone else doing it. you know um it's like I guess thinking about this in like the like relationship way that this conversation is like clearly connected to. It's like what free and feeling like forming a new meaningful relationships with others would somehow change your previous ones, make them have less meaning. That's certainly not a good way to look at things. But I understand how easy it is to fall into that. How many people once they lose someone that's really important to them, it's so hard for them to form like a meaningful, genuine relationship with someone like that ever again. So I completely understand, right? If that happens, we can simply find even more delicious flavors. Exactly, exactly. Forgive me, Mr. Himmel, but there are no flavors in this world greater than mine. What an attitude, huh? What an attitude. Hmm. And Frieren says, of course, the flavor is different now. She frowns for a moment. Despite all he said, the flavors have changed. But now I don't have to look for tastier flavors, right? It's very interesting. The restaurant's still here, right? Um, it has lived on in some way, right? It's still the same dish. You can still order, oh yeah, can I get the pile of 50 giant steaks, right? You can still order the same thing. Yet the flavor is different because of course things change. Things change with time. That's just how it is, right? Yeah, I don't know. I really loved this. I really loved this scene here for her. It's way better now than it was back then. Oh God, that line just seems so. Oh, it just feels so meaningful. It's like how different her attitude is, right? Like I imagine her like just her change in attitude about it, going from like she has to savor it while it's still here, right? That's how she felt about it before, to savoring it now almost in a way like knowing probably that it will change in the future, Of course, I think that will make it more delicious in a sense. Hmm. It really is good. I think it's so funny how, like, for one, I think I love how Stark got the same meal that Himmel got in the flashback, right? That's very funny. I also love how Fern is like the one who like acts like their parents, right, for both of them, and yet she's the one who's like eaten. She's eaten like a spoiled child who gets to eat whatever she wants on her birthday. You know, like I get all this. Like she's gonna have a stomach ache. Like you can't eat cake and pancakes and like a weird Sunday parfait thing for dinner. Like, come on, Fern. What are they eating? She's eating the same thing as Stark. Looks nice. Looks nice. She's got to eat her vegetables, of course. Richter is eating something, and Jenkins, I don't know, looks like something, I guess. Ubel's really trying to get close to him. God, what the hell was his name again? Um, I swear it was like Land, right? What was it? Yeah, it's just Land. Okay, okay. Thank God. Jesus. Making sure I wasn't completely crazy. Hmm. Okay, I really want to talk about that scene first. God. Also, this gag, this is like insane. What is it that we just randomly cut to Stark meditating on a mountain, and a random unknown man has been talking to him every day as he's been training. He has no idea who he is, and he just says, "There's nothing more for me to teach you," and he walks away. And Stark says he has no idea who this guy is. Like what are we talking about? Like I guess, I suppose these are the kinds of people. This is the kind of thing Stark just has to deal with, I guess, right? Like this is just it, right? Okay, I'm gonna go through look at all the parties that passed again. Ton, Methode, and Lange. We didn't see these three at all during the test, did we? I don't think so. I don't remember seeing them like at all. Lavine, Frieren and Khan, Land for an Ubel, Sharf Verbal Ere, Richter, Denken, Laffen. What are their names? Blay, Edel, Dunst. Okay. I kind of want to go to Google Translate and translate all their names and see what just like stupid German word they all mean. Because it's like all of the German names have just been like a word, and that's just it. You know, they don't really seem like names. You know, but it's who knows? Who knows? Maybe once these characters get more like plot stuff, I'll figure out what their names mean. Future Enemies is a very interesting title for this episode, huh? Hmm, I suppose. Oh no, of course that goes to what Levine said. Obviously, right? Duh, I forgot that conversation happened. I was like, what the hell does future enemies have to do with this? No, of course, right. That is an interesting concept. Anyway, so while they've been taking the test, the exam, Stark has been lying in bed all day doing nothing. So that's he really does need Fern, I guess, to like be a functioning human. She beats him up as deserved, I suppose. She really kills him. So they want to go to the restaurant, of course. It's interesting that Frieren wants to go to this restaurant, to the same one, you know. I suppose it's just she was thinking about it. She was thinking about those flashbacks, right? And wanted to see. I actually wanted to see what it's still like if it were still here, you know. Thank God it was. I suppose what's interesting, of course, is like in my mind, what that chef said still wouldn't be untrue in a way, right? Like even if that restaurant was gone, the impact he had on the food and like what that means for the future generations, like inspired by that food in some way or training under him, something like that, it would still be there. It still wouldn't be gone completely, right? So, oh god, let me. Okay, there we go. And yeah, I mean, 80 years for a restaurant. Yeah, I completely imagine it's still around, right? There's so many restaurants that can last much longer than that, right? So we see Richter. Richter is a very interesting character. He's so averse. I wonder for one. So he seems so averse to this friendship with Denkin and Laffen, or at least not even friendship, just like being like, hanging out with them at all, right? I wonder how much of that has to do with what Levine says about them being future enemies, right? I wonder if he wants to remain detached from them because he knows the reality of the exam and what it's going to be. It's probably easier to not be connected to them, right? But we see this like much, I don't know, very very different side of him here. Of course he's a person too. It's not like he's evil, right? Very interesting. Very interesting. He has like a little shop here. Very cool. She gave him some sugar cubes. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Richter is a very interesting character. It's like his resistance to relationships like this reminds me of Frieren in a sense, right? I wonder what it comes from for him exactly. What Dankin says here, if you intend to live as a mage, then ingratiating yourself to me wouldn't hurt. What a thing to say, because it seems like Dakin has almost fought against that perception of him in a way, right? Like this, so many people perceive him. We don't really know who Dakin is still, right? Like what position he has or how powerful he is or anything. But it feels like his attitude about power and about magic is very different than it seems like people assume that it would be. Um, so I almost wonder, I don't know. It like he says this, it seems like such a weird thing to say for him, but I wonder if it's just to convince Richter to come hang out, right? My wife and I, before she passed away, we visited a restaurant together. Never forgotten the taste of their food. It's very interesting, right? He says that. Richter says, "Go away, I don't care." And then after Denkin says that, he agrees to go. Very interesting. Very interesting. So Ubel and lands. We get this shot of Land looking at this cat. Very interesting. I don't really know what to make of that. But Ubel shows up to talk to him because she wants to become empathetic towards him so that she can learn like his brand of magic, right? It's very interesting. She says when she becomes truly empathetic with someone, when she truly like understands someone, I suppose, she becomes able to use their kind of magic, which is it's a very interesting concept. I think it makes sense with the way magic has always been in this show, or at least the way it's been magic has been something so personal, like for Frieren and Fern for the whole show. It's kind of expanding here how magic for all these other characters means something so personal to everyone, like the specific kind of magic you use, right? It's like her really reaching that level of understanding about verbal, right? Feels like that is what allowed her to use his, Medusa stare, basically, right? Um, it's very interesting. It feels like because she views empathy as like almost like a tool like that for her, right? She has this crazy attitude where she acts like killing people means nothing and is no big deal. Um, it is clear that because of that line with Verpal, where she said like, "Oh, you're trying to like remain human or whatever," right? It's clear that she understands that killing people is bad in some sense, right? That in some way she thinks of it as losing your humanity if you decide to randomly kill people. Which, like, sure, she's not just a serial killer, I guess, right? Um, but I have to wonder if her sense of empathy has actually been like damaged significantly over time because she views it as like this tool for her to use, right? Like she's specifically almost weaponizing it right now, trying to understand Land in this way, right? Trying to like invoke that feeling of empathy within herself for her own advantage, you know what I mean? It's very interesting. I wonder how much that alone explains why she is the way she is. I just still feel like, of course, her attitude towards death and killing is so weird. Um, that there has to be more to it than that, right? Yeah, you don't think anything of killing people. Why didn't you kill Verbal? It's clear that she does. It's clear that in some way she does. God, she has some great faces in this episode. Yeah, your hands are already drenched in blood, and yet you still want to remain human. I think that line says something about her too, right? Maybe it's because I empathized with him, exactly. It made me want to put off the killing blow too. And then she's able to do this, right? The spell that binds whoever I'm looking at, the magic person specializes in, is strongly related to their life and nature. I've always been this way. Empathizing with someone allows me to use their spells, and I can't use the spells of anyone I can't empathize with. Yeah, yeah. We talk about clones. Clones are such perfect copies of yourself that they're capable of everything you are. The idea of clones is interesting. There's certainly thematic significance to the idea of clones, right? Like him wanting to be replaced by a clone. Um, we don't know enough about him really to like say, right? Like obviously he's just used it as like a defense mechanism, like literally like in combat, right? But I just can't help but wonder if it says something about him in a sense. Too early to say if we're going to be going into anything about Lane with all that, right? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, what goes through that head of yours? What kind of life have you led, right? And it's almost like it's almost like Uval herself is trying to uncover the same thing that I'm thinking about, the same thing I'm trying to uncover, which is like the emotional character meaning behind the kind of magic that people use, you know? God, I'm Ubal, I guess. Like, man, rough, huh? The type of mage who casts spells without understanding the principle behind them. Very interesting. What I guess my question though is what is the principle behind magic then if it isn't this underlying emotional reason for someone's magic being the way it is? I feel like that is the truly important underlying thing behind any kind of magic, right? So I don't know. He has an interesting attitude. She has an interesting attitude about it. I just God, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like dim-witted people like you. He's really bad. He's a brave man, huh? You'll never get another chance to empathize with me if you do. Yeah. God, that face, her eyes. She's so scary. She's so scary. Hmm. And she understands him a little better, does she? I wonder. I wonder. More parallels between Duncan and Frieren, in a way, right? Like this, him wanting to visit the restaurant again after him and his wife had been here. Thinking about the change that the restaurant has undergone, you know? Very interesting. Very interesting. How curious. How curious indeed. Like how Frieren still remembers the menu. I mean, she probably did. She recommend what Himmel got? That would be very very cute if she did, of course. Or did she recommend? Oh, you should get the giant pile of steaks, like me. Like I don't know. I wonder. I wonder. Very nice. They all get exactly what they want, right? God, she looks so stupid. Very nice. Very nice. Already talked about this, of course. Lecker, the greatest chef. They got the heirloom knife back for him from the demons. Naturally, naturally. Talked about all this already. Hmm. God, what a good scene. What a good scene now, huh? God, how are we already like almost out of savings? I didn't we get a ton of money from when Stark did all that stuff and with the noble people, remember all that? What are we spending money on? I guess we're spending it on a giant pile of steaks. Like, there's no way Frieren ate all of that, right? I hope we had like a to-go box. Although, like, we don't have a. Is there a fridge? Is there refrigeration in this universe? I don't know. I don't know. I guess you could just probably freeze them like instantly, right? Maybe, maybe. Anyway, Fern's mad yet again. She's the type to let things build up until she explodes, and when she explodes, she gives you the silent treatment. What a harsh punishment, right? Stark is the one who needs to mediate for once. I mean, it's very nice how they've all kind of had this position before, right? Being the mediator in a way, you know. Stark's got to be the one who can stand up and do it. Come on. She wants to eat. I think it's very funny how it's like it feels like we're training Fern that if she just ever gets mad, she just gets to go eat a bunch of yummy food. you know, that can't be a good way to go about it. We see Khan, and I mean, the Verbal's walking around looking for a warrior to go to kill some monsters. I guess Stark gets some bro time with him. I suppose. Very nice. Very nice. Lavigne with her new attire that she got from her brothers. She has quite the family, huh? Very interesting. She has a bit of an inferiority complex, maybe being compared to her talented brothers. Yeah, interesting, interesting. And yeah, Khan is her escort for today, of course. Hmm. And these two run across them, of course, naturally, naturally. They're together for the test. Right, right, right. I don't feel comfortable being surrounded by girls. I guess he kind of is. Has Stark had a friend who's just like a guy of his age ever? Not really. He had Eisen, right? But that doesn't really fit. That's not the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. He needs some bros, you know? And I guess here's Verbal, right? Seems good to me. Verbal seems like the kind of guy who could be both a warrior and a mage, you know what I mean? God, he's so tall. He's so big, you know? I guess a lot of it's like the big fluffy coat. He's got to be hot. Like, man, they steal him away. I guess Fern has some amount of understanding of Verbal, right? Lavine and Khan give Ruin a gift. Very nice, very nice. She thinks back to Himmel. And this little girl thanking him, right? And the reason, well, we talk about the reason of life here, basically, right? Why do you help people? Helping people. Why do you help people, right? And it's kind of a hard question for Himmel to answer, I think, right? Like it's such a, it just kind of hits at the heart of everything, right? It's just like the, I mean, I'm always just on the side of, like, the meaning of life is just, like, human connection, which I think is basically what Himmel says here in a way, right? Like, I guess I wouldn't really word it in, like, my mind, right? Like, I guess my reason of life, I don't know. I really wouldn't really word it as, like, leaving your mark, I suppose, right? I understand that as being something that's so important to so many people. I guess it's just, to me, I just think the joy that you find in human connection and like sharing things with other people. I feel like everything just kind of like comes back to that in a way, right? And I think for him, well, that's basically what it is too, right? Like I mean that's what he's doing, you know? Cuz he's a hero. Maybe I do it for myself, right? And it's like, yeah, helping people, he certainly gets something out of it, but they get something out of it too. You know, that doesn't mean you have to be doing it for yourself exactly. Or that I guess that doesn't mean that everything that you do for yourself has to be a bad thing, obviously. Hmm. To live is to be known and remembered by others. Yeah, yeah, to leave an impact in some way, right? What should I do to be remembered? It's such a question coming from Frieren because Frieren will live for so long. She will see all of these people outlive her that she wants to be remembered by, right? It's like the same thing that Kraft, the same thing with Kraft, right? How he has lived long enough to see himself be forgotten, you know? It would be so easy to be so disillusioned, you know, and just think, yeah, it's impossible for me to live a meaningful impact on the world if within my own lifespan everyone's forgotten all of these things that I did that I felt were so meaningful, you know. It's really, I mean, it's a hard thing to get over. It's a hard thing to get past in a way, you know. Change someone's life, even in just a small way. That's probably enough. It really is. It really is. And she has done it. She's done it for so many people, right? Come on. There's a she has the opportunity to do it for more people than anyone else can even imagine, really, right? Yeah, don't bring up Friren's sleep schedule. Come on. So there were 3 parts of the exam. Next part, we will be enemies, allegedly. So what does this say? Notification of the second examination for first class mage. Location: ruins of the king's tomb. That's quite the name, huh? Date and time, 3 days later. Examiner in charge since, or Zinze, as they say it, who has apparently ran 4 tests, proctored 4 tests, and not a single person has ever passed any of them. And this is only the second part. So that's gonna be rough, huh? Man, that is gonna be rough. Stark hanging out with his buddy. Very nice, very nice. Did Verbal get his, when's Verbal gonna get his bird? They're gonna be able to find him out in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, right? And Sin says that she is a pacifist, which I wonder what that means. Is that some, that has to say something about what the test will be, or something about it? I wonder. I mean, I'll keep it in mind that she's a pacifist, and in some way the answer to it perhaps will be pacifism. That like how Levine said that the test will pit them against each other, that they will be enemies. I wonder if that won't actually be the reality of it, right? I wonder if there will be in some way a pacifist answer to it. I suppose we'll see. I guess we will see next week. Next week. So, I guess that's it. So please, if you enjoy my videos, do subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next one.